A big part of stage managing is showing the actors and the other crew members that they are in good hands. You don't want anyone spending any energy wondering if you're up to your job as a stage manager. You want to make it possible for them to concentrate on their responsibilities and not worry about you. You can allow them to focus on their duties and their art by showing them right off the bat that you have stage management covered. And one of the first things they will see from you is the tape job on the floor. As a stage manager, it's one of your more important duties in the time before rehearsal, commonly called prep week. It's important for several reasons. The first being it's the only full-scale representation of the set the actors will see until they move on stage, and also because it's often the first thing from your hands that the actors see. Of all the prep week duties, taping the floor is one of the more time-consuming and tedious chores. Doing it right takes preparation, a few materials, and some of your time. Most theater companies have the ground plan available to you at least 1 week before the first rehearsal. It's much easier to tape the floor before you begin rehearsals. Once you're in rehearsal, your time will be eaten up rather quickly. Once the design is on paper, it's transferred to a three-dimensional model so that everyone can visualize the designer's concept. I like to grid the ground plan. I draw a line parallel to the center line every 10 feet using an architect's rule. I also use either an existing line on the drawing or draw one in myself that runs perpendicular to the center line, running stage left to stage right. Take your time with these. You'll be using them to measure from, so if these lines are off, then everything about your tape will be off. Let's get started out by taking the ground plan and identify every major point, not line, but point. Where a wall ends, where the door is, where the corner of the room is, where the platform ends. Start on either stage left or stage right. For the sake of this demo, I'll start on the stage right. Give each point on the stage right side a number on the ground plan. It's best to start on the downstage side, then work your way upstage as you measure, because this is the order you will eventually lay them out. If you move downstage to upstage, you'll waste less movement. Now, on the ground plan, measure how far upstage by how far stage right. Once you have measured and listed all the coordinates for the stage right side, do the stage left side. After you have finished the stage left side, you should have two good-sized list of coordinates. Start on one side of the stage and number all the coordinates all the way down the page, then continue the numbering down the other column. Now you're ready to tape the floor. First, sweep and mop. It's difficult for the tape to stick if the floor is dirty. The tools you'll need for the actual taping include 3 tape measures at least 25 feet long and the tape itself. I prefer the cloth back type. It sticks well and comes in an assortment of colors. Some places use masking tape, which works well until you have to pull it up. I've also seen some theaters use electrical tape that comes in several colors as well. This process works best if you have 3 people involved, but you can do it with 2. First, lay one tape measure out 0 feet, 0 inches all the way up the center line and tape it to the floor. You won't need much tape, just a tab every 10 feet usually does it. Then, be very careful not to kick or step on the tape. They break easily and you don't want it to move. If you're doing stage right first, lay a second tape measure exactly 10 feet to the right of the first tape measure. This second tape measure makes sure that when you measure from center, you don't have to guess at making right angles. Once your tape measures are taped down to the floor, you're ready to put some tabs of tape on the floor. One of you will call out the distance upstage.
Upstage, 2 feet, 3 inches.
And the other 2, one on center and the other stage right, move the third tape to the distance called out. The person on center holds the third tape measure to the middle of the center line. The person with the list of coordinates calls out how far stage right of center the point is.
Stage right, 5 feet, 7 inches.
Then you measure from center stage to stage right. Make sure your tape measure is on the 2 foot, 3 inches, both on the center line tape and the tape that's 10 feet stage right of center. Once you find where 5 feet, 7 inches is, place a small square of tape on the point with the same number as the point on the ground plan. Once you have finished stage right, pull up the tape measure that's 10 feet from center and lay it down 10 feet left of center on the stage left side, and repeat the process for the stage left side. When you get to this point, you will have a rehearsal hall full of tabs of tape with numbers. Now it's time to connect the dots. Using the ground plan as a guide, connect all the dots you have plotted on the ground plan. The completed taping will look something like this. If you're using platforms, you'll want to